Yo, what's up? It's Bostian from BossLifeHacks.com, and today I have a really cool topic. I'll talk about messy is good. Or the other way around it, perfection will fuck you up. It will do that on two levels. One is a personal level because you'll beat yourself up, and will do that in a professional level because you will not be able to grow as quickly as you are capable of. Now, this topic is a little tricky because it's very difficult to argue these abstract topics, so I'll start with giving you a few very actionable examples, and then we'll go more into deconstructing why this will actually happen. Okay, so let's start with the first example. Let's say that you want to learn how to be a copywriter, right? You want to write text that would sell products or services to people. So a wrong way of going about it would be you first read 10, 20 books and you spend years on crafting it, and then you start writing. Now, how you can become much better, much faster is you actually read one or two books and you then actually start writing copy and you try to sell it and you give it out so people can see it and comment on it, and you get feedback and you'll be able to improve much, much faster. Let's take another example. Let's say that you want to learn video editing. We're filming videos here, so how do you learn that quickly? Again, one option is, you go to a school, you spend years, you spend a lot of time, and the other is like, you just take a camera or your phone and you start recording, okay? And you need a beginning, you need an end, you put some music in the back, and you pretty much have a video. Sure, it's not gonna be great, but it's gonna be a finished product which you can post out and you can get feedback on it, and then you can improve rapidly. This is also personally true because I've done that, I think, in about a year. Went from just recording videos to like selling video gigs for like 1,000 euro, which is okay initially, right? A really good example is learning a language as well. You can, do the traditional way of, learning it through grammar books. You learn about all the tenses, you learn about all the different inclinations, about plural, singular, and all those grammatical rules. Or you can start with actually using the language. For example, you just need a sentence as in, like, how do you say that? Como se dice, right, in Spanish, or like whichever language. And then you can start using the language straight away, right? You can actually start communicating to people, get feedback, and again, you'll be able to sort of start using it much, much faster. Let's take another example, dancing. You can either, spend years, like practicing the steps and making sure your form is good and position is fine and all the, advanced moves. Or you can just learn the basics and go to a dance night, and have some fun. And again, as you change dancers, as you do different stuff, you will again learn and get feedback. So those are just two examples. Now let's talk about the two things that we said can really mess you up if you are this type of person. So one thing was personally, right? The way perfectionism will mess you up personally is you will feel bad about yourself. You will put something out, let's say an example, like you did a test and you scored 97% and you're like, fuck, it was not 100, right? It's just dumb, like you did really great, right? So personally, you will end up beating yourself up over certain things because you're just searching that super high level that's maybe well beyond something that's already working, something that's already good enough. A good sort of guiding principle is the 80-20 principle, right? If it's according, and you should know that. If you don't know what 80-20 principle is, just like research it on Google. So if the thing you're wanting to do is good enough based on the 80-20 principle, like just go with it, right? Another thing why this will dramatically decrease your progress is you won't be able to get feedback. So the way you really, and video editing is a perfect example, copywriting as well. The faster you can put a project out into the public eye and the faster you can get feedback of qualified people, the faster you will improve. And this is really true. So again, if you do not put your thing out because you think it's not good enough or you're afraid or whatever, you are depriving yourself of that feedback, which means that you cannot progress very fast. I'll give you a very good actionable test as well, and there's two personality traits that will be very important here. But before, let me just add in a few random examples. For example, is it better to, watch 10 different courses about Facebook advertising, or is it better to just watch one and start doing it and improve along the way? Is it better to read 10 books about a specific topic? Let's say game, right? Is it better to read 10 books about game, or is it just better to start going out and getting some experience? Is it better to as we said before, to do the test, you do 97% and you're still pissed off because it's not 100. So a few examples, right? Two more things that you need to keep in mind is your personality trait. And that's very interesting, because if you are a type of person that's sort of striving to be perfectionistic and you already have great results, then you are really, really destroying yourself. But that is not the case if you're like a spoiled rich brat and you just think your shit is amazing, but it actually sucks. In that case, this does not apply to you. So let's discover these two personality traits. So, and then there's a really cool test that you can check later. So basically, if you're really good at something, but you feel you're not good enough, so, you're a perfectionist, you're putting out stuff, projects, people are telling you you're amazing, you have some decent results, maybe you're selling a service, and you still just feel it's not good enough, you refuse to do it. In that case, you really need to drop your standards, just start producing a ton of stuff, and again, with that feedback, you will become much, much better. Now, however, if you're, if your skills kind of suck, you spent like 1 week on something and you think you're like super amazing and you're God, and you put it on Facebook, the first, like classic example, somebody, I don't know, like buys a camera and takes a picture, and they think it's amazing and they post it on Facebook, and then they're surprised that nobody cares because it's just like there's nothing there, right? So again, keep this in mind. Are you, usually like pulling away? Are you perfectionistic and you refuse to share it with people even though you could? Or are you in the other way? A quick test that can tell you which one you are, just ask 10 people. Just ask 10 people for honest feedback, If you have a piece of writing, just ask 10 people, hey, like, look, dude, really, honestly, what do you think? Like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, give me some feedback. And those people will tell you. And if 8 people say like it's good, then like what are you worrying about? Like, start putting it out, start selling it. If you are interested in business and if this applies to business, start selling it as soon as possible, because this will keep your momentum going. If you're just sort of slaving away, the momentum will just be gone. And the God has came. Okay, as an interjection, 2 personal examples. I've had the luck or unluck, if that's a word, of trying different things in my career path, and I'll talk about copywriting and video editing because I kind of mentioned them throughout this video. The thing I was doing before was video editing. I started traveling around with Max. I was, shooting videos, and then I did it for myself. So I shot corporate videos for dentists, for we had like a crazy video for escorts and all sorts of different projects, right? So again, and that happened very fast. So from, I think that was 2 years ago, from July to like November. So in like 4 or 5 months, I was going from like just kind of knowing about cameras to selling projects for like 1K. And the process was, as soon as I made my first video trailer, I asked all the video guys that I knew, hey, give me feedback and be super brutal. Right? And I got feedback of like 3 really good guys, and then I just redid the video like 7 times. It was awesome. And again, if I was, afraid or too perfectionistic to put it out, I would prevent myself from getting that feedback. The same goes for copywriting. There's even a saying that, the more times you rewrite the copy, the better it becomes, right? So you take a piece of text, let's say you're selling, like you're selling Vichy Catalan water, right? Like the first time you write something about it, it's gonna suck, or it's gonna be okay. If you're good, it's gonna be already good. But the more you refine it, the more you cut the, unnecessary words, the more you refine it, the better it will become. And again, how? You share it with the public, you share it with people who know what they're talking about, and then you improve it. So again, another reason why being messy initially is fine. So as a short recap, being a perfectionist will prevent you from professionally growing as fast as you're capable of, and it will also hurt you personally because you will be beating yourself up over shit that you really don't need to. So, check the examples of the video again. Tell me if you find yourself in any of those examples, and down in the comments below, share with us what types of things are you being too perfectionistic about. Share it with the world. That's already the first step of kind of, like dropping that, undesirable personality trait. So share it with us, let us know, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, have a great day.